Hi there, welcome to Real Fishing VR. This is the Oceania DLC, and this is Trouser Point, and it looks amazing. This is the second, I think, DLC map that I've looked at so far, and so far they both looked great, looked fantastic. This thing looks really weird. I have no idea what sort of fish that is. Let's see if I can catch it today. It likes krill, shiners, metal jig. I got one of those earlier. It was very peculiar. Anyway, I can see a few on the top here. So I think I might just go at them with the popper. Yeah. There we go. Now I noticed something a few days ago with this rod, with this reel, sorry, this seems like a multiplier reel, and I'm reeling it the wrong way. If you look at the actual reel, it should come in like that, but unfortunately I started reeling like this, I think for the spinners, and it just became muscle memory. So technically it doesn't really make sense. It's how it happens now. Go. I really like the... Not fight. He's angry. I like the little sort of shelf down at the bottom here. So I reckon you can see the fish before you land them, which is always quite interesting. Some maps. It's quite stereotypical as a sort of fishing story, but I remember one time in one of the Japanese maps having I think it was a megamouth shark, grab a fish really, really close. Here we go. Really, really close. Oops, not yet. Distracting myself. Yellowtail amberjack. Cool. Yeah, so that megamouth shark just grabbed the fish right down here. Let's see if I can't get him. I'm so bad at casting in straight line. Just twitch on. Just use the I think Whopper Popper for getting surface fish. But I found that the popper, I think I may have done, the one I've got on now is attracts better while twitching. I've never seen that before. He's wiggling a bit. I don't think these maps have unique fish on them. In them. On them? That was peculiar movement. Wiggly wiggly. Ooh. Australian salmon. Yeah, one. Very wiggly. This one. I think once we got this guy, I'll switch to the jig, see if we can get that funny looking guy. The big droopy nose. Now I'm using the Quest's, probably another salmon just from how I was wiggling. I'm using the Quest's inbuilt microphone. So I'm trying to be conscious of any annoying mouth noises that I'm making. One of my commentary videos that I published, I left the microphone on. And there's little clicking noises and muttering. He's wiggling a lot. Very wiggly. I really love that. I really like this position as well. It's quite unique, I think. I think it's mostly beaches I'm used to. Right, metal jig. That one. The dog barking outside, I hope that's not making it through to the microphone. Unfortunately, it's really hot where I am, so I've got to keep the window open. Actually, there we go. I actually started fishing in standard reality. Mainly really because of how much fun I was having doing this. I'm distracting myself, withering. But the lures that I use are very similar to this one. Just a bit of metal, treble hook on there. I've been trying to get mackerel, but no, that's not salmon. It looks like it was a deeper colour, I think. Yeah, I technically caught one fish and I managed to snag a little bait fish on the end of one of my hooks. That technically counts. Another one. Oop. Yeah. Obviously the beaches, well not obviously, but the beaches around where I live are nowhere near as pretty as this. I think I'm going to switch to soft bait. That one doesn't sink quite as fast and is generally attracted to quite a lot of fish, so even if we don't get the mystery big nose fella, we might get something else. Try and just keep it at a sort of medium depth. Sink a bit. There's something. Maybe, can I get over? Get underneath. No. Is that on the sand? There we go. I really do prefer saltwater to freshwater, and it's probably just for the sharks. So it's exciting getting a shark on. Terrible, I missed so many of the jumps. This isn't distracting, I'm withering, and I'm also a little bit self-conscious of my breathing. Normally when I'm filming the commentary-free videos, it seems like I'm relaxed and enjoying fishing, but I'm really just tears rolling down my face, trying not to scratch my eyes. Another, what was it, amberjack? Amber something? Okay. Ooh, that might have been personal best. I saw the yellow text. Can't get... no. Silly. Those clouds are definitely moving. Come on, Richard. This is one of the first VR games I got with the Quest Plus. I think it's Horizon Plus now. But it's probably the reason why when I first started I got the VR sickness really badly. Bad motion sickness, and I was sort of a bit buyer's remorse. Then I got in here and it was amazing, and I think it might be most played game possibly into the radius. Beat it out. Concentrate on. But that was after I'd gotten used to the being in beyond and the sickness has faded away. Maybe. I think this could be another amberjack. Oh. Big. Come on. Nope. No. Yeah. Let's see. Might float for a bit. We'll see, like krill. Krill's always a good one. Oh yeah, everybody likes krill. Krill's always good for saltwater. And I almost always use sort of medium depth, because I'm not sure how true this is, but in my head I'm thinking if it's medium depth then the top water fish could go for it and the lower ones might come up. See which way the... Right, so it's floating to the left. Yes, those clouds are moving. Hello? So cool, it must just be like a still image. Like the seaweed down there. Because of the water effect. Really nice. Right. Popper. Okay. No, come back. Another salmon. The The lot removed was pretty quick, pretty rapid. Rapid, quick. Rare. No. That way. I always like to use quite fast drifting bobber. There he is again, there's another one. Because I think you just plop it in and it travels across the map quite quickly. And I think when you're using higher end baits, you don't really have to worry about the bobber drifting away from the fish before it can bite. Another one there. Oop. Just about to pull it out. I think that's another salmon. I suppose once I've pulled them all out of the sea, then we'll get some other stuff. Maybe I'm at the wrong depth. I will see. I'll throw in a few times a deeper depth. Pickled salmon. Let's check. Oh yes. Wait a second. Okay. He doesn't even prefer krill. The Australian salmon like shine its butt. Hopefully put it on deeper. Should go underneath the salmon. Maybe. Oop. I was hitting the bottom. Tempting me. I'll move around a little. I might try and long out far over to the right. Doesn't seem like it would make much sense fishing deep over there. See how that goes, and then I'll switch back to the lure, because not really getting much. Ooh. No run. Green line, probably tiny. Must be tiny. Oh, that might, yeah, I think it is. Ooh, elephant fish. That's very peculiar. Like bottom feeder, or that's cool. Nice. Very peculiar. Interesting. Now it looks almost like a lionfish. Maybe, but I think the lionfish is sort of front stalks a bit further forward. I think its jaw is higher. Tell you what, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna go to this one. Look at that, Milford Sound. Whoa. Lovely. Okay, let's not look. Look at what's out here. Let's see if we can't grab a few. No run. Double rainbow. Try not to cry. No? Leather jacket. Fan-bellied leather jacket. Maybe it's the same model as the filefish. I have been reading a bit about fish, and it's very... oh, everyone's hiding. Right, for when there's no... Oops, not that one. Yes, that one. When there's no... Oh, typical, everyone pops out now. When there's no obvious sort of bubbles or wake, but I want to get top fish for like a chance at sharks, typically we'd use this, just because you can just cast it out and retrieve it, bother them over here, and it also makes a pleasant noise. Goodness. But when you're right on top of one, you can't just... Well, I suppose the touching will still attract a little. It's a rainbow, but there's no rain. It must be a mist, maybe? Try the krill. Which way are we going? Left. Here we go. Come on. Kind of like a chum salmon of the colour. Pacific cod. Yeah, fish species are very confusing. Different types of wrasse, and some of them are a few centimeters, and some of them are flipping gigantic. And I must have read the difference between, like, well, the definition of a bony fish or ray-finned fish so many times. Still no idea what it means. And that's the whole the QI fact. There's no such thing as a fish. Just animals that live in the same medium or have very similar qualities. I recognise that. Can't think of the name. I'll get down actually. Big old obese marlin. Just on the fin at the back. Not marlin, sailfish. I'm talking absolute nonsense. Come on. Tuna, yellowfin tuna. I did recognise it. Do they always have that? They must always have that. Bananas. Stargazer. They don't look nearly as gross in VR. Right, let's see. That thing. Krill. Swordfish. It has to be a swordfish because I've already gone marlin. New kind of shark. It looks kind of like a nurse shark. See if we can't get one of these krill and shiners. Unless they're not really attracted to lures. So a soft lure would probably get one. It's the part of the video where I try and surreptitiously scrape away a bead of sweat. Perfect. big wake. Something I am quite grateful to this game for is a way of, it'll sound very silly, but combating my phobia of fish. I've got a really bad fish phobia. I don't know why. It's been that way since I've been a little kid. Since I was a little kid, sorry. When I first started this game, driving it closer and closer, thinking, oh dear, oh no, what's it gonna be? And I have gotten a little fright a few times. Strange enough, octopuses, squid, the Humboldt squid got me, and the worst fish. Sheep's head wrasse, I think. Is it sheep's head wrasse? Big red one. That looks like another salmon. But it's sort of exposure therapy. Humphead wrasse? The big red ones with the big bulbous foils. Which is horrible. I don't know what it is about fish thing. It seems so inhuman. You know, like dogs and cats have readable emotions, but fish just, it seems so horrible, painful to be a fish. Especially when you get pulled up onto a submarine and bonked on the head. So far, I think my favourite map is Florida. I think it's the Florida Keys from US, and it'll be east. I think that's the bit, isn't it? Florida. Very pretty. A lot of different bites with krill and hammerheads. They're always fun. See if I can't get that big thing over there. So sarcastic. Come on. There we go. Not much of a... No run, not much of a fight. I'm not sure if this is a bug, but when you catch the fish, the cuttlefish. Yep, the wake appears again. Bubbles, bubbles. Let's try it. So the technique I like to call fish bothering. he is. Get him. Chase him. Wahoo, maybe? It's hard to see with the dark rock wrap. Reminds me of the nighttime Hawaii map. Seems like those wahoo there would run from nearly halfway from the middle of the map all the way to the other side. Bananas. Come on. Reeling backwards. See, the reel isn't actually pulling in line, it's pushing. It's pushing reality away, bringing the fish closer. Wow. I was right the whole time until the last second. That fella. Let's chuck a shiner in quite low. Fingers crossed. You can't really tell from the silhouettes the size of the fish. But I don't know, just the overall shape of it makes me think it's quite small. I also feel like it could be completely wrong. I think the salmon run. It could be related to the size of the mackerel. See, that's what I'm hoping to catch in the on the beaches near me. But they're still messing about in Scandinavia, I think. The only thing I've seen is little pollock on the end of other people's lines, tiny ones. And I think they have to be more than 30 centimeters in order to be kept. So the tiny little diddy ones just get thrown back in. But that is the kind of fish that I'm hoping to catch. A sort of reasonable fish. A mackerel is a very reasonable fish. I can't imagine pulling something like a monkfish up. First fish out the sea. An absolute abomination. I think I'd just throw the whole rod reel in there. No thank you. I think maybe as far as exposure therapy goes, maybe an aquarium would be more reasonable. But I don't know. It is great fun fishing. Out in the sunshine, standing in the sea. I have thrown so much lead in the sea though. Not on purpose. It's a lost rig. Lost rigs. Come on. Yellowfin tuna? Yellowfin tuna? I really want to find out what this fish is. Wait it. Could it be a lionfish? I'm sure there's lionfish on other maps. There's a unique red one as well. It's very distinctive silhouette. Come on. Sorry, I'll try and keep the mouth sounds to a minimum. I can imagine that being very annoying. Those clouds are moving too. There's a few maps where I think they don't move. I think I'm gonna throw the soft bit out a few times. And then maybe have another look. Oh, there we go. I didn't intend for this to be a let's have a look at every map in the new DLC. But why not? Maybe just the saltwater one. I feel like I haven't really gotten anything up this side. Yeah. we go. Oh. Long snout boarfish. Wow. Yeah, it is a bit weird. Alien. Very pretty though. Okay, we got him. Come back to those. Pretty sure that's a swordfish. Shiner. Metal jig. Popper. Is that a nurse shark? I honestly can't remember catching that. Anyway, let's have a look. That's very pretty, but it's also freshwater. Been there. Ooh. I think I've done that one already. Trouser Point. That's where we are now. Is it? No, it can't be. That's where we are now. Wait. This one. Circular key. Ooh. Very pretty. Wow, see they are texture. The way it's like layered over. Really cool. Lights moving on the bridge. Right, let's use the hopper. Right over there. Bother. Ah, cruise ship. Ooh. Very fast. Maybe Mahi, maybe they move. Come on. Angry. Then the area that I live is around the coast and it has a lot of seagulls. I can't quite tell whether the sound of seagulls that I'm hearing is in the game or through the window. Strand marlin. Lovely. It's a copy of my bridge. Maybe. Can't be another one. Lovely. That looks a little odd, that cruise ship. It looks like the lights, like it's layered incorrectly on the lights. There's reflections behind me, but can't be, no. Reflections of the opera house. Big ol' mahi-mahi. Off by one. It does look a little weird. I feel like I recognize that. Rainbow runner? No. No. I don't think so. I think they're longer. I haven't seen one of them in ages. Maybe. An amberjack again. Think. Why not? Little trip to Waganga, and then we'll call it there. That's quite pretty. No, not as impressive. Comfy, I think. Ooh, missed that. I think that's a bit of a bad habit, spinning the rod like that. It feels like I can reel a bit faster, or it's less effort on my left hand, but it probably isn't very nice to look at. Come on. Let's see if there's anything interesting. That thing. Gummy shark. Bet that's a wrasse. Some kind of wrasse. And it could be 3 centimeters or 3 meters long. Both like crayfish. Crawfish. Let's check a crawfish in a medium depth. Fireflies. Lovely. Zero impulse control. I suppose it is slightly more entertaining to watch. I'm not certain I recognize that. Ooh. Oh. I was just not concentrating. Getting back on. That is the thing when you lose a fish. Other than sharks, they just go straight back to where they were. Like maybe snapper, colour, shapes kind of similar. Okay, I think they're much smaller. idea. It's better not be an ambush. You look like an idiot again. Come on, come on. Sea bass. I think when they get right up to the shore, they cease fighting. And that goes for sharks as well as snails. Ooh, that's quite a run. What is it? Leopard shark? But I don't think they're on this map. Looks about the right colour. That run was quite impressive. The fights have been pretty easy. No, that end. Quite close, flathead mullet. I really like these. I think they're very cute. Yeah. I like that. How to Train Your Dragon guy, whatever his name is. I'll tangle up the geese or swans. It's another sea bass probably. They're pretty big. Come on now. Which one? That one or that one? I think one more and then that will call it. That said, I have said that numerous times in this game and proceeded to quite lively. Ooh, ooh. peculiar bug I've noticed. Let's see if this big boy appears again and we'll get him. A peculiar bug I've noticed, sometimes the fish seem to come in tilted on their sides. That was a little weird. Tell you what, let's just wind out there. Oh, here we go. Doesn't matter, but I'm trying not to get the swans. I can see that. The thing is, I think sea bass are too big to attract sharks, so this is just bass collection. Come on, come on. I reckon those salmon that I was getting sick of right at the start would have been a perfect size for the for sharks. Maybe a mullet would be good. Yeah, like a popper. Anything else like poppers? Flipping sea bass, I know they are poppers. Trevally. Kinda want a shark. But I'm gonna go back here, transit point. Complete full circle. We'll get a few more fish and then call it then. Very pretty. There's a few maps that do that. There's one, I can't remember the name of it, but it's in one of the US, I think it might be West. Doesn't matter, I'll get there eventually. It's just absolutely breathtaking. Let's try the soft one. Can't get over there. So, wind it out without looking. Oop, here we go. No, no good. There we go. Maybe. complete silence. I'm concentrating. Hope to lose it. It's gonna be nice seeing it come in on this little shelf. Okay. Should stop fighting soon. Theoretically. Oh, that was a blue line. There, I think it's finished. Here we go. Mako shock. Brilliant. I think I'm going to need a very big stick to bonk this one. Alright, perfect. Okay. Thanks for watching. See you later.